What's going on YouTube? Cooper Brown coming at you with another video. How to sell on Poshmark fast. I got some tips I wrote down here. I want to go over, do some review, hear what you guys think. We can have a discussion in the comments below if you prefer. That'd be awesome if you can drop some content in the comment section below. But let's get this started with tip number one. Everyone should know this. Pardon the ambulance going by if you can hear that, but everyone should know this, but a lot of people overlook this or are too lazy to do it, is to sell in-demand items. Do your research. I recommend looking at other big Posh closets, going through their sold listings, and then you can kind of create a list from there to see what's selling for them. You need to sell in-demand items. You don't want to go to the Goodwill, go to the thrift store and just buy everything you see, because then you'll end up getting a bunch of brands or oversaturated items that are going to end up sitting in your closet for months, and then you're going to discount the prices. They still won't sell, and it'll be a big clutter, and it'll just mess everything up. So you need to sell in-demand products. Do your research. It's not that hard, and you'll learn a lot of brands that you don't even know about. You'll become a better picker, and it'll just pay off no matter what. Do your research, list better items. Tip number two, you need to price competitively. Just think about it. If you're selling shoes, for example, Nike shoes, brand new or used, there's probably going to be other listings of the same exact shoe on Poshmark. So you want to make sure you have the best price available, because it's hard to convince a customer to buy the same exact shoe for more money than another listing has it priced at. So I recommend researching your items when you're listing them. I prefer to be the lowest price available if possible, because that gives your customer every reason to buy your product. But if the other competitive listings are terrible, their pictures aren't good, and you have really good looking pictures, descriptions, flaws come into play too, the lower price you can be, the better. A lot of Poshmark users search for items priced low to high. That's what I do a lot of the time, because I'm trying to get the best deal. So the lower price you can afford, the higher up in the search you're going to be when they're looking from low to high, and the more people that are going to be interested in it. So I highly recommend pricing as competitively as possible. And that kind of relates to tip number three. If you do price higher than you think you can get the item for, you definitely want to send offers to likers. This is a huge benefit of Poshmark, especially if your items get a lot of likes. You can just send them a timed deal for, I believe, 10% off. You can also throw in a shipping discount, like $1 something off, or free shipping, which can end up being a big discount. But it also adds some urgency. Urgency is one of the most powerful tools that any marketer uses. So if you send an offer to a liker, I believe it expires in 48 hours or maybe 24 hours, but it definitely has urgency to it. So not only will it send a notification to their app, it'll add some urgency, which will really boost your chance of getting the sale. And sometimes they can counter back and forth too, depending on what your margin is, how much you're willing to give up. There's also, you can get them to counter you back, which you might have never got an offer from them in the first place. So offers to likers is a very powerful feature on Poshmark. Tip number four, everyone should be doing this. Share your items as much as possible. Some people get lazy. They only share their closet once a day or whatnot. You really, ideally on Poshmark, should be sharing your closet at least 3 times a day. The more you share your items, the higher up in the search results they will be. The more likely people will see them, the more likely people will buy them. I have such a big closet now of over 1,000 items. I'm only sharing my closet once a day. It takes me like an hour to share my closet. Sometimes I get my girlfriend to help me out with it, but I just don't have enough time to share it 3 times a day anymore. I wish I could. I've definitely seen my sales take a hit because I'm only sharing it once a day. But back when I was sharing it 3 times a day, you get so much more action. You get so much more interaction. also follows and whatnot. It's just huge. And then on the flip side, you can share other people's items. I like to go in and share a lot of other people's items so you get their attention on their feed. Like, this person shared 10 items of mine, I need to go share 10 items of theirs. So you can do that with a couple different Poshmark users and just start sharing each other's stuff, and they'll pay back to you, get some exposure from their following, and vice versa. And it just looks good on your account too. Tip number 5, you want to become a Posh ambassador. This makes your account look a lot more legit, a lot more professional, and it will also boost your followers by a ton. Before I was a Posh ambassador, you get a decent amount of followers, but not a ton. Once you become a Posh ambassador, your followers start going up like crazy. When people sign up, they automatically sign new users up to follow Posh ambassadors, because Posh ambassadors are a good example of what people on the platform should be. So you should strive to be a Posh ambassador. It's not that hard to become one. It just takes some time. I think you got to make some sales. You got to share 5,000 other listings from other people, and then you have to share a certain amount of your own listings. There's a little spot in the app where you can look to see the statistics or the requirements in order to become a Posh ambassador. So look at that. Maybe try to work on it every day. Do like 10% of the stats every day, and then you'll be there in 10 days. So it doesn't take that much time. Just go ahead and do it. It's totally worth it. And that'll make your account look a lot more professional and a lot more legit. And then also, if you're not selling fast on Poshmark, consider selling on other platforms. You need to spread your stuff around. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. I'm doing Depop a little bit now. I'm on Bonanza. So different platforms have different users that get different traffic for different items. So something that sells good on eBay might not sell that well on Poshmark. So maybe experiment listing some stuff on eBay, experimenting listing some stuff on Mercari. It's not that hard. Just make sure if one item sells on one platform to remove it from the other platform, so you don't double sell, because that can be a pain in the butt. Nothing to be too afraid about. It rarely happens, but you want to avoid those negative penalties when you can. It's not the end of the world, but if you get too many of those, it can be. So be very careful in that regard. So those are the tips I have with how to sell more items on Poshmark fast. Let me know in the comments below if you have any tips that I did not mention. I'd love to hear from you guys. And do me a big favor, if you got some value from this video, hit that like button. Get this video some likes for me. I'd appreciate it very much. So, signing out, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.